thing set up saying that I was supposed to come in here at 8 o'clock, and I'm like, why do I have it set for 8 o'clock?
Because you was going
Yes.
off my time zone.
Girl, listen, I have it set up talking about 8 o'clock.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
so sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I'm
First of
glad.
all, let me tell you something. I'm late all the time. Today, I just happened to be.
I'm not normally late. I'm always on time, so I feel so bad, especially for
I don't.
stuff like this.
I don't need you to feel bad.
Yeah,
I don't need you to feel bad. A time is getting ready to be had. Okay, because I got questions. I got
absolutely.
questions.
I appreciate Latoya because I happen to be on Facebook and I'm never on there just scrolling sometimes. And she was like, "Friend, we waiting on you." I was like, "Oh, my bad."
You're fine. If y'all don't know this beauty next to me, over 30 books, over 30 titles.
Girl,
This beautiful author right here is Iesha Bree. Welcome to the Pop Your Shit podcast.
hey y'all.
Thank you for joining me. I'm just fangirling. Sorry. Okay, I'm done.
Absolutely, I'm excited to be here.
So, listen. I was thinking last night, I was like, okay, do a little research and see what she talking about.
Yeah.
Because, I have my standard questions for everybody, and some say, no, go into her catalog a little bit more.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you something. When the ink, what is it called? When the ink dries?
Oh, until the ink dries, yeah. Yes,
I
girl.
did that.
Thank you.
You restored. Listen, I almost want to fall in love again.
Girl. Listen, I think I restored my own faith.
I almost want to be in relationship again. Almost.
Just a little bit.
I had to wake up this morning and be like, girl, what is you doing? Go take it, sit down.
That couple was an enjoyable. Like, first of all, me and Kimberly Brown is already like this. We're related at this point. We're no longer friends. We're family. So it was the easiest thing in the world to write. Like, we sat down, we talked, because we on FaceTime probably majority of the day. And we sat and we talked about these characters. And when she would say something, I would say something. And then we'd be like, yeah, that is a good idea. So why don't we do this? We can do this. Girl, by the time we got done, we had a whole storyline. And we was like, yeah, it's time for us to go ahead and write this book. Because we've been wanting to write together for years. It's probably since we met, we've been wanting to write together. And it just never happened. And then this year, we were just like, we can't play around no more. We gonna do it this year. It's gonna happen. And then that's how we created Rosehaven, which is actually gonna have a bunch of other books coming out of it too. Which is why we made the town so real. It made you want to go there because I'm still wrapped up in Rosehaven.
Okay, girl, where's the ticket? I mean, what airport do I fly in?
Right. Listen, I'm trying to go. Okay? Cause we right now I'm working on Duke's book. So he was the one who owned the bar called Chrome.
Right.
So he has a book. Shira and Jordan, we're working on them. So we actively are writing on them. They got it. They got some stuff going on.
I love it. I love it. I was just like, wait a minute. So okay, for those that haven't read it, just imagine you are at an event and it's a little bougie. I'm gonna say it's bougie. The mama is a handful. She need to be slapped. All her wig need to be slapped off.
That mama was a trip.
Baby, that mama won't listen. When I tell you, I was raised. What was her name? Something Thompson. I want to slap all the life out of her.
Yeah.
She read that lady for filth. That was a good one.
She did. I was so proud. So proud. I said, yes, sis. Get your pride and stuff back because this woman was trying you for a while. Get it back.
You at this event, you already uncomfortable because they talking big shit about you.
Absolutely.
Then this fool decides he wants to propose. He ain't read nobody's room.
No.
He really ain't reading her because she's uncomfortable. She does the right, I would say she does the right thing and says yes because she doesn't want to embarrass him.
Right.
And then she
It's
takes him out and says, okay, this ain't gonna work. I got to go.
yeah.
She goes home with her family and sees, what's his name? Oh my God. I'm bad with names.
Who we talking about?
The,
You said
the,
he.
the love interest.
Oh,
Ben.
Benjamin.
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 She sees Benjamin,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a tattoo artist, and
Yes.
he's a specimen. Because in my mind, I have already built him.
Benjamin was it, okay?
They go to their 10-year school reunion, and sparks fly.
Yeah.
Now it's a baby mama drama,
Yeah.
and it's some ex boyfriend drama.
Listen,
But the way they stuck together,
girl, because the kind of baby mama drama that it was isn't your usual. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't that he wanted to be with her too or any of that. You know what I mean? It wasn't that. His main focus was like, I need you to be there for your kid. Like, I got her full time, but be there.
at
So,
least have a conversation.
but she could not do it because she was, obviously on things. I don't think, and I say this to people all the time. I had seen a review, and someone had said that clearly she had postpartum depression. No, she didn't. If I would have told y'all if she had postpartum depression. That woman did not have no postpartum depression. She just did not want to be a mother, and she thought keeping the baby was gonna keep the man, and it didn't. So that's just what it was. She didn't ever want to be a mom. So
The way that this was such a good palate cleanser for me, because I stay in the streets. I'm in the streets.
I tell folks, come to me if you want a palate cleanser for real. Because I'm
uh,
telling you.
it was
Uh,
such a relief. But just to see how their parents came together,
mm-hmm.
and they was getting it in, y'all. Listen, you look nasty.
They was getting it in. Okay?
In the car.
Girl. And then what really
Whatever.
took me out was her daddy cleaning that car the next day. I was like, Lord. I mean, when I tell you, I was like, not the daddy cleaning the car and he don't even know, but he know. Like, this child had my trunk who know what she was in here doing. Like, I got it though. I got it. So I can't wait to get this book. Absolutely, it is so gorgeous. Actually, I got a copy. I can show y'all. It's such a pretty book.
Now, is that the regular book?
Yeah, this is
Or
just
because
the
I was like,
regular
is
one.
that a special edition? I need it.
It's just the regular book,
I need that.
and this is the inside.
Oh, I need that. I need it.
It is the most, and it's a thickie too. So it's such a beautiful book.
Oh,
Such
yeah,
a
I need
beautiful.
that.
Oh
I
my
need
goodness!
that.
I just got done making some bookmarks for it.
Yeah, I need
I'm
that.
adding these into them, so it has a bookmark to go with it.
Yeah, I need that. Is
Yeah,
it
I
possible?
just ordered some. I just ordered some.
So when should I check back?
Check back with me. I'm supposed to get the books in on the 19th, so right before I go to Indie Love. Because on top of that, I don't know if you ever read. I don't know if you ever read Strummed before.
I haven't, but it's on my list.
Okay, so I decided and I made a special edition for it. So I have copies of that book coming as well on the 19th. The
Okay.
special. And I made bookmarks for that one too. So it comes with the order.
Girl, how
And
beautiful.
girl, Strum changed the game for me. For real. Like I think when I wrote Strum, a lot of people really was like, okay, hold on now. She not playing. So they went and really gave it a shot after I wrote Strum. I'm telling you. But I did this one. It is so gorgeous in the inside. So gorgeous. Tomorrow I'm gonna drop the link for it, but I already have a link together so that folks can get the special and all that kind of good stuff. I'm trying to bring Strum. Okay, so I know for sure I'm gonna have the regular version of Strum, but special edition that I just ordered copies of. Like I said, it's supposed to come on the 19th, and Indie Love is the 20th. So we'll just have to see. But I don't know if I'm still trying to debate whether or not I'm gonna even bring those anywhere, or if I'm just gonna leave it for people to order. But
Well, I'm definitely ordering, so just slide mine to
well,
the side.
look, we shall see.
Slide mine to the just slide it to the side.
Yeah.
So I also read
Hmm.
Stay a While.
I'm so glad you read that. Oh my gosh! You know that one is just as good, just as gorgeous in paperback.
I'm
Just
side eyeing you.
what I do.
Miss Black, girl.
Yeah, she was so crazy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, she was crazy. And I wanted to come up with, so first of all, if anybody knows anything about me, I love action movies. Love them. Okay? It's I couldn't wait to be able to do something like that. So when I first came up with the idea, the school wasn't even a thing at first. My initial thought was just, oh, okay, he's just like an ex assassin, this, that, and the third. But then as soon as I got into his chapter, because I free write, soon as I got into his chapter, he was talking, and it kind of seemed like he had a lot of trauma. Because if you remember, outside of the prologue, his first chapter is in like therapy.
Right.
So, he's talking, but he can't sell everything, and I'm like, dang, okay. I'm sitting there with it, and I'm like, okay, well, hold on now. I think a lot of this trauma come from something, not just
Mm-hmm.
being an assassin, but there's more to it. So I ended up going back. So I stopped writing the therapist chapter and went back and wrote a prologue, and that's how the school was created.
Wow.
So the void was something that came after I started. And I was like, yeah, this makes more sense. It needs this so that people understand where he come from, why he's so
Why he
secretive.
so
Yeah, why he's so why he jumpy, why he's hiding. Like, you know what I mean? And girl, that is one of my favorite books because I really got to have fun and do something that I actually love to watch, but then also add some romance. Because low key he kidnapped that woman.
did. I did. I
he kid
did. Let me
he
put this little
kidnapped that
chloroform
woman
on
for
you and
sure.
you going on the plane with me. I gotta keep you
Yeah.
safe.
And he tried to help her. He asked her first now. I'm just being honest. He said it to her first. He like, hey, this what's going on. He established what was happening. He couldn't give too much because they ain't had too much time. But he like, listen, I'm gonna take you back to where you want to be at. But right now you really ain't safe. So if I was you, just, come on. And that ain't what happened.
He basically said, Molly, you in danger, girl.
Yeah. And she just wasn't taking it in at all. Like she was not taking that in, and he just kind of was like, "All right, don't worry about it. I'm gonna handle it. You coming whether you want to or not." And I absolutely loved him. Loved him. His friend is
Wow.
actually getting a book too.
So I was gonna ask.
Yeah,
BC got to get a story. He too
his
mysterious.
story. His story is so good. I I started. So his story is really good. Again, my toes and my hands is in so many different pots. Because y'all know I also got the Doctor series. So, girl,
So I was okay, girl. You telling all the tea because I listen.
I'm
I
sorry.
got notes, okay?
Well, let me go with the notes.
No. I got notes because I was gonna ask. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. So the St. Ambrose Memorial Hospital,
Mm-hmm.
you collabing with other
Yes.
authors.
Yeah. Well, y'all know we do this every year. We did it last year. We did the Arranged Heart series.
Yes.
We did the year before that. We did the Billionaire Secret Baby series.
Yes.
So we do this. It just we don't never tell y'all until we ready. And we like to be extra about how we tell y'all. Like,
The way
I,
I'm gonna eat that series up.
let me tell you something. I have been like, lately I have been watching a lot of like doctor shows and stuff. And I was like, you know what? You wrote a doctor before, but you didn't get into like the career like that, or like, I mean, in a sense to where you would even know she was a doctor. So I was like, I need to do this again. And honestly, I think she was a nurse, if I'm being real. That's how insignificant her career was in the story. So I was like, I really want to get a chance to write a book like that. So as always, I'm always presenting them with these ideas and they just run with them. And I went to them and I was like, y'all, hey, we gonna do another series again. That's exactly how I was approaching it. I'm like, yeah, we're all gonna do a series again, but this time we're gonna do doctors. And they was like, here you go. Okay, that's fine. And I was like, yeah, these are the covers. Girl, I didn't even talk to them too much about it. I just came with the covers and what we was doing. And I was like, here they are right here.
But
This
obviously,
yeah.
these authors trust you.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. They do. And I appreciate that because they know I just be running off. Like I already have plans for next year. And we ain't even did this year. I was like, y'all, yeah, we gonna do this next year. Yeah, we gonna have so much fun. They be like, we ain't even did this year. Girl, I just
So
love a good group project.
in this project, you have yourself,
Mm-hmm.
Kimberly Brown,
Yep.
C. Monet,
Yep.
Jay Davis,
Mm-hmm.
and Monica Rogers.
Yes, ma'am. Listen, such a beautiful lineup. Such a beautiful lineup. You can't, girl. And this time we added Shay in. So, because I like to try to give other folks a chance too.
Yes.
So, I got my core four for sure. They there. They if you expect a group project, you can expect all of them four to be there. I don't see them not being a part of any of the group projects. Um, and I just always swap out the fifth person. Um, and we just go from there. But girl, that
So
series is gonna be
August of
phenomenal.
2025.
Huh?
August 2025.
Yeah. This coming out this year
So
in
are they all
August.
going to be released together or separate?
Nope. So we do it once a week. So I'm first. So I'm pressure, but I'm excited nonetheless. But it's
Mm-hmm.
everybody will release at the like I think every Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be a book dropping every week in
I love
August.
it. I love it. I
So
love it.
it's gonna be a time. I think one of the books is coming on a Thursday, but I think it's because it's her birthday. And
Okay.
she wanted a birthday release. And I was like, girl, I don't care. You can do Thursday. They'll be even more happy to get it on Thursday. It'd be great.
Okay. Can we talk about one of my favorite series by you?
Yes.
The King's Distraction.
Let me tell you something. That series is gonna have my heart forever. Forever. It's just such a you're so invested because it's such a elaborate space. Like, I created a whole website for it so you could see what the resorts looked like. The playlist was all there. I mean, that book, that whole series was it. And then I just like the growth of everybody throughout the whole series. And then to like I'm listening to it back because the audiobooks are coming out this year.
Wow. Who
So
do you know
King's
who's narrating?
Distraction, yeah, King's Distraction is already out. Midnight
Okay.
Michael did it.
Okay.
Midnight Michael and Lauren Nichols. They're gonna do the whole series.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm super excited to hear him do Kyrie because I met Midnight Michael at Black Romance Book Fest and I spoke to him about it and introduced myself. And I was like, "Yeah, I hope you're ready." He was like, "Oh, I'm ready." That's all I got here. I said because that second one's spicy. I said I'm not gonna lie to you.
Listen, Kyrie was a whole hot mess.
Okay. I said that second one. I said I've never written a book that spicy. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I was like, they took it there, so you gonna have a great time, sir. And he just laughed and he was like, I'm ready. It's gonna be good. So that's coming out.
So inquiry minds want to know, how do you have time to write books and put on events and do all the things? That's the question. How do you balance?
Girl, tired. Okay, because then I got the nerve to offer the same format and that I'm doing for myself to other people. That's why I only took on 5 people a month. Like for this month, I'm already booked up. So if anybody had wanted to do the premium format and with me, they would have to wait till next month. But girl, I don't know how I have time. I try to take the weekends to myself. I try to. The weekends are very special for me. They very sacred. I try not to do no work on the weekend unless it's like writing or something. But that don't necessarily feel like work. It's something I'm enjoying. So that's the
The
most I could say.
but the book events, because
Hmm.
you about at everything. So I met you at the Four V's.
Let me tell you something. Next year, no. I told myself because I overbooked myself this year and I turned 30. So my 30th birthday is next month on July 2nd. And I booked myself out so bad that there was really not enough room for me to even do anything for my birthday at all. Like, it just was no room. All my money was being spent on these events. And I was like, dang it, when you was accepting all of this last year, you weren't looking at the dates, girl. But I this year I'll be at Indie Love, which is this month. I am going to the Gym Awards, but I'm not going like to sell books. So that's a good thing. I'm just coming for the award show and I'll go to the book expo just to buy because I like that. I don't know if y'all can see my bookshelf back here, but
Mm-hmm.
girl,
Okay.
I be buying just as much as y'all do. So I have that. I got Chicago. This is my first year going to Chicago. Never been, and then
So you're
obviously
doing
Southern Hearts.
Jessica Watkins or a Boozy book tour? Jessica Watkins.
Jessica Watkins. Yep, I've never been there. Actually, I've never been to Chicago at all, but I've never been to her event. This is my first year, so I'm excited. And then obviously Southern Hearts is last, which we have so much planned for the Southern Hearts. It don't make no sense. And y'all, we got so much flack for adding those 25 tickets. We had added 25 tickets. I want to say it might have been like at the end of last month. We added like 25 tickets for people to go. Because we had bought an extra space to extend the room out, and them things was gone in under an hour.
I know.
And they had told us, they was like, y'all know better than to be offering 25 tickets. Wait, how many people want to go? And I'm like, y'all, I'm sorry, I didn't. I just figured we had
You
more
got space for
room.
what you got space for.
Yeah, because if we don't do right, y'all gonna be rubbing elbows and y'all gonna be on this TikTok talk about us. They had us rubbing elbows in there, and I don't want that to be the case. I want y'all comfortable, so we had to lighten that.
How important are book events to authors, and then how important are book events to the readers? Because you're clearly a reader and an author.
So usually at book events, my reader part of things don't really get to shine as much because I'm usually just at my table and I don't really like to leave it too bad. You being left and that's when somebody come. Um, who My mom usually does that part for me, but for me, I like to introduce myself because I feel like with me, social media and me ain't the best. Like I don't think I post a lot. I don't think I say too much. But when you meet me in person, I'm completely different. Like I'm very vibrant. It's just who I am. Like it's just that on
Bubbly.
social media it doesn't come through like the same way it does if you see me. So I think I do better at physical events with people getting to know who I am and what my writing style is.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll take the time and just help you pick a book. I'll talk to you about it. I like hands-on stuff like that. So me personally, I enjoy book events for that reason. And I'm sure with readers, it's just putting a face to the stuff you didn't read. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
It's even the same for me. I put a face to it, and I'm just extremely excited about that.
Are you ever I can't talk. Starstruck when you see other authors that you admire, like the Alexandria houses,
Mm.
whoever.
Let me tell y'all something. I'll be starstruck every time I have one person who I have been starstruck over, and it's Brenda Jackson. And I talked to her on the phone. Um, I have never met her in person, but I'm pretty sure if I meet her in person, I think I'm gonna be just as stuck. I don't think I'll say what I wish I would have said in the moment. um, I don't think I'm really starstruck by anybody else like that, but it's only because most of my favorite authors I have access to because I do cover design. So I have access to them on a different level and we chit chat already. So
Hmm.
although they're my favorite and I love what they do, and I don't never fangirl in that space. Like I just usually try to help. And I'll say something every now and again, but like I could say for me, maybe Siobhan Latrice, you know, for her, I think we best friends in my head. Like I tell her this all the time. I'm like, yeah, we best friends, and she'll laugh because she know I'm not joking. Like for me, we full blown best friends in my head, and I know it's a slight delusion there, but it's all right. Her, and like I said, some of the other ones who are my favorites, I got their phone numbers now. Like Nina, we talk all the time. Um, Bianca, Xavier, we talk all the time. Like you get one. These are people who phone numbers I have, and I just can reach out to them if I need something or I want to talk. So like they have moved from a space of oh my goodness I'm fangirling to hey girl what you doing, you know, that kind of deal. So I think that's the only person I would um fangirl and show out for is Brenda probably.
Wow, I love
Mm-hmm.
it. For me, now that I'm in the space that I am in,
Mm-hmm.
coming from just being a reader to podcasting,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still fangirl. It don't matter. If I know you or not.
Listen,
Listen, if I know you or not, I'm still gonna be like, girl.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I mean, of course, I'm still gonna talk about the books and everything, and I'm gonna be super excited to see you. But for the most part, girl, I be acting like we homegirls. Hey, girl. I didn't told Siobhan, we got we took a picture at Black Romance Book Fest. I said, "Ooh, this the one I'm sharing with the world." I was like, this the one I love because we met like a long time ago. I think in like 2017, and at that time I was just getting into the wig game. And girl, the picture I took with her, my wig was so busted and throwed out. I said I would never show nobody this picture. I was like, but I'll hold it close to my heart because I met you a long time ago. And she was rolling when I told her that. I was like, yeah, never again. Nobody will ever see that picture because I don't know what I thought when I went outside like that. You know, stuff be looking good to you until you see it later.
Until you outside in the picture, you be like,
Girl, what
ah.
was you thinking? Like, girl, no, never again. I'm just
Oh,
leave
that
that
is
alone.
hilarious. Okay, question.
Mm-hmm.
How do you decide who you're going to collaborate?
So, okay, so um, for collabs, I don't think there's like a rhyme or reason with me. Like, I don't have a lot of people who are like reaching out to be like, "Oh, let's collab." Like, I don't really hear it like that. Like, to be honest with you, so that's not a thing too much. Like, yeah, it's not a thing too much. I'm not really nobody that people calling like that for a collab, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know, I don't see a lot of people collab like that now. Like you don't see it as often people collabing. At least I'm not seeing it as often. Except
See
for
it.
unless we do it like with the group projects, you know? You see a collab in that sense, but you don't really see a collab in the
Like,
sense
and like
of
we're sharing this title
we
with
sharing this
book.
title. So
Yeah.
the reason me and Kim did it is because we know each other. And she
Hmm.
knows my writing style. So our whole thing is that if I'm writing a book and you writing it with me, nobody should be able to tell who wrote what.
Right.
You shouldn't be able to tell me which character I wrote. Like, unless you just somebody who is a complete fangirl and you know for sure that this person wrote what. Because could you tell me who I wrote?
Mm-mm, it was seamless.
And that's the way it's supposed to be when you do a collab and it's one book. It's supposed to be seamless. It shouldn't be no hiccups to where
Right.
you're like, oh, I could tell the other author wrote this character and it was not good. Like you don't want that because then it makes the whole reading experience thrown off. But that's part of it. That's part of it. Just making sure that your styles match. I think at one point I was gonna do a thing with Sin.
Mm-hmm.
Then she got signed, so I was like, "Now, sis."
What happened?
But other than that, that was it.
Do you care about being on bookshelves, or are you content with everything coming through you?
Um. Okay, so I do want to be on a bookshelf at some point because I feel like that's a dream for anybody. I would hope, but I also want it to happen when it's supposed to. I don't want to just accept anything just to be there because I had an opportunity, but I turned it down just because I felt like, maybe this might not be the right opportunity or this might be the right time or I'm not ready for this yet. So I think that's the case for me. I just want to make sure that my writing is ready, that my audience is ready because your audience is just as important when it comes to those traditional releases. Like because if nobody is not going to the stores and buying it, they're not going to offer you another deal. They're not going to do anything else with you. So at this point, it's not even making it to the stores because it's not showing that it's selling. So you kind of want to make sure at this point with traditional, you about got to come in with a ready-made audience. So I be feeling like I'm still growing mine to the
Mm-hmm.
point. So I guess that's how I would put it. I'm still growing my audience. So until the audience is exactly how I want it, then I don't think I'm gonna try. And no point right now.
Okay. Okay, with the political climate as it is,
Hmm.
are you worried about your you being banned because they want to ban this SMEX act, or they are banning just black voices? Are you worried about that?
No, not at all. Because what my books are reaching the people they supposed to. And if it's supposed to reach someone else, it will, whether it's a ban or not. You know what I mean? Like how have we read some of our other books? You know what I mean, that have been banned, but we've all still know them. You know what I mean? Because we still
Right.
got access to them if we want to. I'm not. I'm not worried about that. Can't worry about something that ain't in front of me. I try
Right.
not to. We got enough problems that's current.
And that stuff that he need to worry about, he didn't create it. Don't get me started. We gonna move
Girl,
on.
we
We
got
gonna move
enough
on.
current problems.
We gonna move on. Um, why are black voices important in black romance?
um, Honestly, because you don't see it in the way that you want to sometimes in the public eye. Like on social media or on movies, you don't see it all the time the way that it should that's realistic in the most yeah, you don't see it as realistic as you would like to see it. Like, so when I first started to read, right, I was not reading black books because I didn't know about black romance in that sense yet. Like, was not aware. I found out about Amazon when I got to maybe college. I found out about Amazon, and Kindle Unlimited and all that kind of stuff. I didn't know about indie authors. Found out about that space and it's been uphill since.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean? Because you're like, oh my goodness, there's other people who get it. I'm reading a story like this. I went through a situation like this before. I'm reading this. Oh my goodness, I understand this. And the books I was reading before, granted, good books, but they're not the same. They don't deal with the same issues and problems that we do. So I do think that it's very necessary to read books that align with what we understand and also show growth of where we can go.
right.
So kind of like how they say, they should like how kids have to see other people make it to these spaces that look like them to inspire them. So I think it's the same way with books.
Do you feel like there's such a thing called struggle love? Because we listen, we be battling. These
We
folks be battling.
we be battling for sure, but I feel like that's in every race. I
But
just
is
think
it
it's
struggle love or it's just love that has a few challenges in it?
I just think it's a love that have a few challenges because what love doesn't have challenges? If you got something that's special, it's gonna be a challenge to keep it, to obtain it. Nothing good worth having don't mean you got to fight for it. So I think that's just how it goes. Like I don't know nothing about no struggle love now, but I just really feel like you know what I mean. We all go through stuff. So
But does it bother you when they put that stigma on black books, especially street lit? Oh, that's
girl,
struggle love.
let me tell you something. I do not care. Honestly, one of the things that I've learned since being here in this industry is that everything is up for a conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything will become a conversation at some point. Everything will become a dislike or a thing, but it will also fizzle out
Mm-hmm.
because there's always something going on. But if I feed into what's going on in this space, then it can make me not be able to be as creative and not as good at what I'm doing. If I'm so focused on the dislikes and what everybody has to say and opinions about how writing or how books should be done, about how they prefer this, how they prefer that, you have an author who is listening to that and they alter everything that they doing so much that next thing you know, the book don't even sound like them no more. And now y'all like, I don't like this. What is this? Even
Right.
though the public has said this, that, and the third, that this is what they want to see. But then when it's all in one thing, it's like, y'all doing this too much. Y'all, everybody trying to do this, everybody trying to do that. Then it's that. So if you just stick to what you do and worry about what you do and stay in your lane, you can't be worried about the other stuff. I try not to. And stay in your lane, you can't be worried about the other stuff. I try not to because it ain't gonna do nothing but halt you from being able to write.
That part and interview is over because she just said she
Girl,
said what she said.
it ain't
And
gonna do nothing
I
but
stand 10
halt
toes
you.
down what she said.
Listen, it ain't gonna do nothing but halt you. You know, it's no reason. And
Yeah.
I don't have that. I won't be doing it.
Write your story. Whether you feel like it's struggle love, is whatever kind of love you what you think it is. Struggle love is not a thing. Love is
It's
love. Everybody has a challenge in love.
yeah, you're
Nobody
gonna
has
have
a
it.
if you see somebody with a perfect relationship, you let me know so I can gift them my house. Because I don't know nobody with no perfect love.
No, you're gonna have something because it when just the same thing with this. Even if you're in a regular, you know, relationship, it's just y'all. Soon as you invite something else into here, another little person into it, now you got a new challenge. Every step of your relationship, there's a new challenge because you're dating someone new every so often. Because we all grow, we're supposed to evolve. So there's going to be a challenge, whether you want it to or not. It
Right.
just depends on whether or not you want to sign up for it.
Right. You don't know what kind of issues you got within yourself that come out in this relationship. You don't
Absolutely.
know if whoever is coming in this relationship trying to break y'all up or keep y'all together, whatever. You don't know what's getting ready to happen in the relationship. So
No.
when people start saying, "Oh, struggle," I don't read black books because it's struggle love. No, then maybe you shouldn't just read black books. Just say you don't
Yeah.
like it.
My thing is this is that people who saying that they don't there's so many more books out there. You're there's so many books out there. I write a beautiful soft black romance. And it be having like some little things to it, but for the most part, it's real chill. Like you just don't know. You have to come across who you need to come across. That's a part of reading though. Like when I'm reading for the story. I'm not here to grammar check you. I'm not here to check your editing.
Hmm.
I want to read because it make me feel good. When I That's why I read. I read because I want to feel good. I want to go somewhere. I want to experience another world with somebody else. That's it. I'm not, there's nothing, I don't even barely be having no critiques. I just know whether I liked it or not.
Right. If it's
I
something like, hey, she missed several timelines, okay. Let me message
Girl,
her and be like, "Hey, girl, I don't know if you saw this, but
let me tell you something.
this right
Unless
here didn't make
it
sense."
alters
That's
the
it.
story, yeah, unless it alters my reading experience, I probably, if somebody said that they was in 2017 and then she mistook it and said 2018 and another one, girl, I ain't gonna pay that no mind.
No,
As
I'm
long as
talking
it
about
didn't,
like they
yeah,
used a whole century.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Or that you can tell that there's a plot hole. Be like, hey, I don't do bad reviews. I try not to do. So if I
yeah.
don't like a book, I'm not going to
I
verbally
probably didn't
say
finish it if I don't like it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do not put myself through nothing that I don't want to be put through. If
right.
I start something and I can tell that I'm not liking it and I'm not liking the characters, it's a difference from just knowing that this character is gonna grow or me just knowing from the start that this ain't my type of book. You know, I hate to say it, but you know when you start a book whether or not this is for you or not.
Because why do you
Because
wait to get to book four and talk about you don't like it?
I'm not going to, you know what I mean? I'm not,
Mm-mm.
no. I'm
That
not,
bothers me.
if I don't like it, and that's why I also used to see where people used to be like, why do they only talk about, book talkers only talk about what they like? What are they supposed to do? That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to tell people what you enjoy. Why is that not the case?
Unless you want to be considered, you want to be known as the negative Nancy. Now, if that's what you
Yeah,
want to be considered, that's on
I
you.
can't
I'm not
imagine.
following you.
Listen, I can't imagine talking about something I ain't enjoy. You know how miserable you have to be to sit around and talk about something you didn't enjoy. I
It's
can't even remember
cringy.
something I didn't enjoy.
It's cringy
Cause
and uncomfortable.
let me tell you something. I can't remember something that I didn't enjoy. I promise you that. It ain't enough for me to say about it. If I didn't like it, I put it down. It's not enough. It's not enough for me to, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go ahead and move around. I only know what I liked.
Exactly.
So I talk about books. Like sometimes I'll get on here and I'll tell people what books I'm reading and what people like right now I'm in a fantasy space, okay? Them girls over there doing it, okay? Like I love fantasy and paranormal books because they're so unique. They get to step out of boundaries that are created within a regular romance or
Right.
within other types of stories because they can do what they want. They just got to make it make sense.
That
So
part.
they just gotta make it make sense. That's it. That's why I love it over there. I'm telling y'all, when I get over there, I'm gonna have a different pen name and everything. Cause I've written two already. I've written,
I saw the Medusa retelling.
yeah, I did that one. And then I did Noemi, which is Egyptian tale.
Oh, okay.
So, girl, yeah, I had a time. That was the first book I ever got a number one on. I First book I ever got number one on, and I had a couple fantasy authors tell me they was like, "Girl, I really feel like this your lane," and I'm like, "If you say so, girl." Yeah, if you say so, but I thank you. That's a nice compliment. But when I get to it, because I'm going to get in that fantasy bag, I am again like on a full basis, but it'll be with another pen name. It won't even be with Iesha Bree because I don't want them connected.
Do you feel like you're boxed in? You feel like you're supposed to be boxed in? So Aisha Bree is contemporary, urban romance, fantasy. I
I
mean, you
don't know.
separate the genres.
I don't think that it's a boxed in thing. I just think it's a learned thing. Like other authors do it. They do bounce around in different genres and they don't have a problem with it. I just know for me, I want to go, I'm extra to the fullest extent. So
Okay.
I kind of want to be with a whole different name that has its own persona of how I would see myself as a fantasy author. Like the stuff that I would do as a fantasy author on a fantasy platform is not what I would do as a contemporary. The
Mm,
things I would post about as a fantasy author is not the same thing I would post as a contemporary romance
right.
author because again, you're still attracting your audience. So if I'm posting stuff about vampires and mermaids and all kinds of things like that on my contemporary page, y'all gonna be like, she must write fantasy. You know what I mean? You're gonna automatically assume that. Or something along with those lines. But that's just me. Again,
Right.
like I said, there's authors who do it and do it well. I just want to be extra and have a whole nother brand. I just
Well,
want,
guess what? You can do that.
girl, I done
It's
already
not a
created it.
decision.
It's so pretty too.
It's
It's
called.
so it's so pretty. I'm preparing myself over there, okay? I'm making a place for
Listen,
me.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Yes, I'm preparing, but I've been reading so
Loving it. I'm loving it.
yes, I'm preparing, but I've been reading so much. So much. Right now I'm reading who is it? What is her name? I think N.A. Davenport, her new book.
Okay. Okay.
Vicious.
Lies.
No.
I don't know. You have to ask Shannon or Storm. That's not a Nicole thing. I'm not a fantasy
Yeah,
person.
I'm reading that. I'm reading because you know it come out in October, but I
Okay.
got in contact with the Vicious Oaths. There you go.
Okay.
Yes.
See,
I'm reading that and it is phenomenal. Phenomenal. I can't wait to do me a little video on it. Like that's actually my taste. I love that stuff.
I love it. Okay. Question.
Hmm.
One thing that I find when I read your writing is how you describe beauty, the beauty of
Hmm.
the female main character or of a love scene. It's
Hmm.
always so beautiful. Is that hard to put on paper?
I wouldn't say that no because for me I really like for the I like for the inside to shine on the outside, if that makes sense. So, like when I'm describing these people, I clearly have a clear vision of them in my head. And if I'm in love with somebody or somebody has me mesmerized, I want it to feel mesmerizing. Again, that's that fantasy element. You know, you be have to put a little dazzle on it. You got to make it. You want to feel it. Like one of my things I always say, my books are like a hug that you've been waiting for all your life,
Yes.
and it's it's just a place where you're gonna feel. You're gonna feel. It doesn't have to be sad emotions, but I want you to feel. And even if it come down to just explaining what this person looks like, you know, it should you should feel that. Like, hold on now, sis bad. Okay now.
Right.
Or he fine. I can like I really want it to be that. And yeah, that's the gist of what I say about that. It's not hard.
Okay. So I just had a question and it just said no. Okay. Out of your catalog, who is your book boyfriend? Who's your book husband? And who you sliding with? So you need to, when you name the character, you have to name the book.
Okay. Okay. Book husband, I would say I loved Benjamin though. I did. Okay, so I think I'm gonna say Benjamin from Until the Ink Dries would be book husband. Book boyfriend, I would say is Dominic from Results of a Broken Heart.
Okay.
And you said who I'm a slide with?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, definitely True from Strummed. Okay. To be honest with you, I'm probably gonna get some heat from him because I didn't say him as my husband because he got a mouth on him, girl. He ignorant, but he's a good time.
Okay.
So I would slide with him.
Okay. 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 What are three things that you have to have in order to write?
Mm, I would say water, music for sure, because I make a phenomenal playlist. Every book that I write has a phenomenal playlist that flows with it exactly. Maybe a notebook.
Okay.
I'm not really a snacker because I don't want snacks on my keyboard. Like I don't want snack fingers on my keyboard. I don't like that. So I won't be snacking, but I'll probably have water and I'll have music playing for sure. And then I'll probably have a notebook so I can jot down little details so that I don't forget.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
But
That's good. That's good.
yes, girl.
So going through your timeline, you have a writing journal.
Yes.
Let's talk
Yes.
about it.
So I have, I got one here too. Okay. So I have the journal basically was for me. So anything I create, usually if it's on that scale of like a journal or anything like that, I create it for myself first. And I usually never have any intentions on selling it. Never. Like this journal was never intended to be sold. It was for me so that I can organize what I was gonna do for the year and kind of break down and put the things I wanted to scrapbook my books.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do physical. This is why I also don't sell it in like a download format. You can only get it physical
Mm-hmm.
because it was supposed to be a hands-on experience. So I made this thing and I would print out and cut stickers and put it in there and put all the things. Like I wonder if the one I have has that stuff on it because it has all. Girl, I'm always breaking something. Okay, so I don't know if this is the one that I have all the stuff. No, it's not. It's a brand new one, but it kind of looks like this in the inside. It's super pretty. So you have like your planning, like so you have your reviews and things like that you want to reach. Like I've already achieved some of my goals that I set on this paper. So it's like book sale goals, pages read goals for the year, book completion, how many books I wanted to complete by the end of the year. Just ways to write down my intentions and make it a real thing. So again, here is like a cover ideas page. So I put the book cover here, when I would want to complete it, what is basically going to be about, like a start date, how long I want it to be. Again, this was literally for me. It wasn't for nobody. I wanted to do something that would work for me, like this here. Like I put like a theme song, like the book themes, the tropes, if it has any, word count goals. And this is just for like the individual book. So I
Okay.
usually pick like two titles before I fall up on a final title. Because one thing about me, I usually know my titles and everything before I even know what the cover looks like. So that's usually the easiest way. But I made this for me. I say that, and I just wanted it to be something that allowed me to get to know my characters. I wish I knew where to. I don't know where I put the other one. I wish I could have showed you that one because I have it in there for Stay a While. Stay a While is in there, and I had all types of little pictures in it. There was pictures of Knox and all them in it. It was just beautiful, and again, that's why it was like more of a hands-on thing.
So it keeps you organized and it might help
Mm-hmm.
somebody else.
So like
I
this right
love
here
that.
helps you to get to know your character better. Like it's just ways for you to stay organized. Like I got a key details page, stuff about the locations. It's literally just to keep me organized, and especially since I don't usually do an outline. So all
But you
these
are
details.
outlining in a sense.
No, I just this is just me getting to know the characters. So like I guess in a sense you can say that, but it's not outlining because I'm not sitting down saying chapter one is gonna look like this.
Oh,
Chapter
okay. I
two,
mean, not that, but it's still
yeah.
your
You're
way
doing the
of.
work, the research, the that's what this is, the work before the book. So I just enjoyed myself with that.
I love it.
Yes,
I
girl, I'll
love
be
it. That's a
busy.
that's a great tool.
Yeah, I'll be busy. That's for sure.
So they can find this piece of
Mhm.
joy
Yeah. It's on
on
my
your
author
website.
website. Yep.
Okay.
It's on my author website. I think I only got like one more. This might be the last one. If I'm correct, this might be the last one. I don't think I have any more.
Well, whoever bought that one.
Girl, because I don't think I'm going to order no more. Because literally, I did it as like a pre order type of deal. And then I do think that's probably the last one. I don't think I'm going to buy no more. So hopefully, if you got it, you enjoyed it. Some people bought like two and three of them. So I was like, I'm happy for you. 'Cause, yeah. And please ignore me. I'm usually more bubbly than this,
You're
but
fine.
girl, I've been working out on an everyday basis. Like, so if you follow me on Instagram, I always post up there that I'm walking or I'm doing a trail walk or whatever the case be. I do it every morning, and I think it threw all my stuff off because by the time I got to Thursday, and this is my second week of doing this, I got to Thursday, my nose was running, my throat was gone, like
Ooh.
everything. And I'm just like, ooh, this is not for me. We got to wrap this up so I can get back outside on Monday.
But it might have been the festivals and all the people.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. I wouldn't doubt that. That's why I said I'm usually more vibrant than this.
You're fine.
And but yeah, girl, it's been taking me down and through it.
You're fine. We're gonna wrap it up so you can get you some rest. All right. So let's talk about characters. Do you have a
Mhm.
favorite character? Do you have a favorite book?
Okay, so I do have a favorite character. It just so happened my favorite character is true. He is my favorite because he was the most ignorant to write, but also the hardest to write. And the reason I say he was the hardest to write is because um he was just rude. And most of my characters weren't like that. Like actually I started his book, I want to say um 6 months before I actually got into it. So I picked it up, started it, and put it back down because I wrote his first chapter, and it was the most ignorant thing I had ever written in my life. And I was like, I don't like this. And I was like, and he's rude. I was like, I don't want to write this no more. I was like, I'm putting it down. And I sent it to Monica Waters, and I was like, can you read this? I was like, because I feel like it could be a really good story. Like, I feel like this could be my one. I was like, but he getting on my nerves, and he don't want to change. I was like, he won't let me adjust stuff. Like every time I go to try to change something, it'd be like, no, I wouldn't even say nothing like that. So get rid of it. And I'm like, okay. So I told her, I was like, Monica, please read it. She reads it and she like, I love this man. Finish this book. And I'm like, okay. So I went back in and I finished it because in that man's first chapter, he put somebody in the corner for time out. Like, and I was just like, this man is rude. I mean, granted, as a grown woman, you can't put me in timeout. He would have been, I wouldn't have never even dealt with him. But this ain't his main. This not the woman he end up with. It's just some woman that just don't get the idea that he really don't want to be with her
Monica,
like that.
Mona,
But Lord,
I'm gonna have to.
first chapter, he did cuss some people out because they was in the studio because he's an R&B singer from the hood, and he kind of made it. He made it out. And his people that's engineers and all that kind of stuff, they know that when he's recording, he takes it seriously. Like he don't like women hanging around. He don't like none of that because it's a distraction. It's not necessary. So when he goes into the booth, it's women in there. And he like and he looks in the window because he know that they did this. And he like, I'm really trying to turn over and act right. Like, you know what I mean? So he tells them, he's like, hey, get these women out of here right now. He's like, I'm trying not to show out. So, and he turns around and he asks them nice. He like, hey y'all, I'm gonna need y'all to step on up out of here. I'm trying to be as nice as possible. Get out of here. And one of the girls had the nerve to speak up and say something smart. And that was
Ooh.
all she wrote. Cause he had been holding on by a thread. So,
He
girl,
said I
and
tried
when
to
I
the
wrote
nice
that
way.
chapter, yeah, when I wrote that chapter, I'm like, this ain't even the kind of man I usually write. You know what I mean? Most of my men are usually like not very big talkers, which he wasn't a big talker either, but it's just when he said something, you felt it.
Hmm.
And most of them are usually smooth. They're really quiet, they chill, they watching the scene. They not really doing all of that. Him, no. Feel like, girl, I'm not like your other characters. You're not finna do me like that. They can't be in here. I don't care what you say. I don't care how you do it, how you write it. They ain't allowed. And I'm like, but that's one of my favorites.
But he's rude though.
He rude, but he love hard.
Oh,
And
I
because
got to. I got to.
he took real good care of his family. He took care of his mom and his sister because that was all he had. So for him, growing up in that lifestyle, I kind of understood him more time that I went on. Like
Mm,
as I went on and I continued, I was like, okay, I see it now. You know, this was their space. You know what I mean? This was why he had to be this tough. This is why he had to be this structure. Or him and his mom and his sister wasn't gonna make it out of where they was at.
mm,
So he had a reason, and you got to see some of his soft points because he never spoke to his mom like that. Was very respectful with her. Would even call or check in with her to see how her day was going. Like, just if he didn't really care about you like that, he was saying what he wanted to say. And I was like, oh, okay, I can get with this. Okay, you're not just ignorant to be ignorant. And
mhm.
as I went along, I started to like him more and more, and he
You
became my
uncovered him
everything.
a little bit more.
Absolutely. So when you read that first chapter, just go ahead and keep going. Just keep going. He ignorant.
I'm dead.
take
That's
take
funny.
my word for it.
That's funny. All right, so we're gonna ask a couple of questions about you.
Hmm.
But hold on, I forgot. I got a girl. I got pages of questions. Um, why are you dubbed the Tony Braxton of books? That quite reminds me. I need that
Okay.
explanation.
Okay. So I be feeling like, okay. So most of my books, usually somebody has a heartbreak in them all the time, and Tony Braxton loves a good heartbreak. She the
Yes,
queen of heartbreak.
yes.
So I feel like a lot of my books highlight heartbreak, but they come out of it. So I was like, I know I'm in these things. Although I'm breaking hearts a little bit in the beginning, it's always mended by the end. So that's why I say that all the time. And me and my friend Chastity, that's Simone, we crack up about it. Cause she was like, yeah, I can see that. She was like, you do. She said them folks be broken up, and then next thing you know, they back together. They got their stuff right, but they hearts be broke when you get started.
Um, that's
And I'm
funny.
like, yeah, it's true. They do.
That is hilarious. Okay, what's one thing that you will always include in your books?
Um, family,
Okay.
family and friends, because I really feel like you need them too in that space. I mean, I try to at least because some of the characters obviously don't have that. Um, but also a musical element. A musical element is always there. Also, give me 1 second.
Okay. Hey y'all, welcome in.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, you're fine. You're fine. Okay. What would your readers be shocked to know about you?
um, I don't know.
It could be anything at all. It don't have to be work reading related. Why is his hair sticking like this?
I used to draw. Well, I can still draw. I could draw really good.
But you do cover, so that's
Yeah,
not
so I
something.
guess that's not too surprising. I don't know, girl. I think that's about all I could come up with. I'm a military brat, but that's not surprising because I think I mentioned that um on my thing on my page. So I don't have too much. I'm the oldest of my siblings, but I feel like I got oldest energy. So I don't know. I don't think there's nothing that I believe that someone would recognize.
Okay, okay. Um, describe yourself in one word.
Passionate.
Like that. I like that.
Hmm.
Name something everybody loves but you hate.
Girl, I can say a lot because I'm a very picky eater. Extremely.
As I am.
I can't stand beans. Hate them. Hate them.
I don't think everybody loves them, but a lot of people do.
Girl, beans and yellow. I do not like yellow. Yellow is has never been a favorite color for me for my entire life. I do not like yellow. I won't wear yellow. No. you
Okay.
it's not my
You're so
thing.
bubbly.
Huh?
You're so bubbly. You seem like you like to.
I'm bubbly, but I ain't that bubbly. I ain't gonna wear no yellow. My mom cracks up about it because she be like, "Girl, you in this yellow," but I no yellow.
Okay, okay, okay. Fill in the blank.
Mm-hmm.
Blank is life.
Books is life. Yeah, for
My
sure.
pen is.
Smooth.
Oh, come on,
Yeah,
smooth. Come
smooth.
through smooth. I love
Smooth
it.
for sure. It's a smooth ride over here.
Um, define your idea of the great American novel, and have you written any? Do you feel like you've achieved that?
Not yet. Not yet. I don't know. I think for me, I don't think you'll ever hear me say I achieved it. And I want to say that because there's always so much room for growth. Like I could pick up a book and or I could write something myself and it just is never perfect. And I think that's what makes it beautiful too because it's not perfect, but I can't think of something that would be for me that would be perfect or that I've written that I'm just like so timeless. But for someone else, I would say Brenda Jackson, Delaney and the Desert Sheep. Love that book. I read that was like one of the first black books I've ever read, and or books by a black author that I've ever read, and I still remember it. She talking about that entire King series is perfect. Thank you. I just again, you'll never hear me say that. Now, if y'all say that, I appreciate it, but I think there's always room for growth. But I
Okay.
would say Brenda Jackson, Delaney and the Desert Sheep. I still remember that book from when I first read it, and it was the first time I seen uh, a sheik, a story with a sheik in it, and they kind of end up at this cabin together. So it's kind of like a stuck together kind of deal, and they both book this cabin at the same time. And when they get there, somebody else is there, and neither one is willing to leave. So they end up just spending the time there together and falling in love. But he can't be with her because he's set to be married to somebody else. But he ends up dropping everything for this woman and leaving that life behind. Well, not leaving it behind, but he picks her. And it
Wow.
is the most beautiful thing. Brenda Jackson did her thing on that. Beautiful.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's
I've
one of my
read
favorites.
her, but it's been so many years.
Yeah. I love her. Like she the epitome of romance to me. That's what black romance is. That's when I really got into family series because she got the Medariuses, she got the Westmorelands.
That's what it is. That's what the Westmorelands.
Girl, let
Yes,
me tell you
yes.
something.
I got them.
That's my girl. Okay, that's how when I first came across Monica Walters, I was like, oh, she might got some stuff like Brenda Jackson because she got her cowboys and ranchers and things like that, and I'm like, oh, this the up to date, this the new, this it right here, okay, and that's how I connected it, and I just fell in love with her on that level too.
Yeah, yeah. Brenda Jackson, the Westmorelands. I have that complete series.
Girl, the ringer, that was my favorite. He was a trip. And then it was that one, I can't remember which brother it was who loved panties. So he used to always be talking about what different color panties meant. And when he seen a woman with a white pair of panties on, he ain't talk to her. Or it was one of them. And I could not remember which one it was, but that book was phenomenal. And I read these books like years and years ago. I
Mm-hmm.
think I shouldn't have been reading them for sure. I was in high school,
No,
I
because
believe.
those were the Harlequin. I mean, even though it wasn't as intense as we write sex scenes,
No, no. But
but
it
they was
still
writing.
was. I was in high school reading that stuff.
Do your mama know that?
Yeah, she know, but because my grandma gave it to me. Because at that time, I was a military brat, so my mom, we moved a lot, so I didn't have a lot of friends. Which I made some, but I'm still one of those people that like when I used to have friends and they would have sleepovers, I would go, but I would call my mom by like 8, 9 o'clock and be like, "Hey, wrap this up. I'm getting my stuff. Come get me." Because I like to be in my own space. I like to be in my own room. And girl, ready to go.
Well, honey, I have Francis Ray, Brenda Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Um, hold on 1 second. I want you. This is how old these books are. Hold on.
You probably got the small print, the little small ones.
Listen, well, I think I got about 50, 11, 12 of these books.
Girl, let me tell you something. Those are the ones I was reading, the small ones. Yes.
Listen, I got 50, 11 of these.
Thorn.
Listen, when I tell you I have books, do y'all know who this lady? Oh my God.
Girl.
What?
The fact that I met Beverly Jenkins at the Black Romance Book Fest, she was hilarious and so sweet. I had to get my
Child.
picture. It
I wish I could have been there. I wish I
was
listen when I tell
such a
you.
phenomenal event. Such a phenomenal event. It was eye opening because I think we all go to book events throughout the year, but we don't go to conventions. And that's what that was. That was more along the lines of conventions because they was offering opportunities to connect and meet new people. Um, it was just literally you was meeting narrators were having little things where they was practicing and learning new techniques. Then you had it where authors could go and introduce themselves to narrators. It was that kind of deal. It was panels where you was getting to know what the authors do, how they move around. I mean, literally such an elaborate and put together so well event. And normally with our book events, like the ones that we go to and the ones that I host, we just have the mixer, or we'll throw in a brunch, but we'll have just the book expo,
Mm-hmm.
which is fine because again, everything has its space and it's what it's for. But I would definitely go again to that for sure. It was such an opening experience, and I talked so much, so much, and met so many people. It was so many people in that room.
That's a lot of people. They said
It
it
was
was
a
over
lot of
1,600
people.
people.
It was a lot of people, and a lot of people you could make a lot of you met a lot of different readers there too, because again, doing those panels, people don't know a lot about your books, or you in a room with people who probably never read from you before, or whatever the case be, and you're talking and you're answering these questions that pertain to your books or whatever the case be. After I left that panel the next day, because I had a book signing 2 days in a row, Saturday and Sunday. That Sunday, I had was talking about Strummed on Saturday because the questions just so happened to pertain to that man. And on Sunday, they was at my table to come get the book. I'm like, y'all gonna enjoy him. Y'all gonna have a great time. Y'all have a beautiful time. I hope you enjoy him.
See, but I love that because you
Yeah,
now giving readers something else to, because sometimes readers get in this box. They
yeah,
only have a good 30 authors they're going to read from, and then they don't read from anybody else, or
yeah.
they can't see outside the box that they've created for themselves. And when you
Absolutely.
go to events like this, you learn about new authors, you learn about new books, you learn so many different things
Yep.
that will open up your palette. You have to open up your palette. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You got to, because if not, you're gonna be stuck. And then I don't understand what the reading slump is. I've never had a reading slump.
Me neither. It's
There's
more
so many
so
books to
just
read.
yeah, it more so for me. There's no such thing as a reading slump for me. More so for me, it's just like I don't have time. So like maybe I'd have been writing all day, and now I want to go to bed. I want to take a shower. I want to go to bed, Or, it's never, I don't, it's because I don't have nothing to read. I always got something to read. I just, I don't, my eyes be halfway open sometimes, ready to lay down.
I can't. I've never been in a reading slump.
Whitney
I
says she
might
just
not
be
have
not a one.
felt like reading because my eyes are tired and I might need to change the medium in which I'm consuming something. So I might watch a movie or something like that.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
I've never not had a book to read. Like if I read, I've heard so many people say they read Demon's Dream, but um, they couldn't read anything after that. Girl, I was on to the next book. Paragraph
Let me,
3,
I
they
ate
was
that
in a
book
reading
up.
slump. I was on
I
to the next book.
Let me tell you something. Speaking about that book, I have never read a book where it was that long and I felt like every detail in it was necessary and I wanted more.
Right,
I've never read a book that long because usually if something is that long, sometimes it's just got a lot of fluff in it, a lot of unnecessary details, but that was not the case.
right,
That book was written with precision. Okay? She was on it. You could tell she took the time necessary to write it. So,
right.
but after I finished that book, I was reading something. I don't know what a reading slump is either. Not to say that a reading slump doesn't exist for some people, because maybe a book can be so good that these characters is just taking over in your mind, and you like, I can't connect with nothing else right now because I'm still thinking about him and his antics or her and whatever. And I think that's what it is. I
Well,
think
all people have to do is change the genre.
that too. But if you're not open to reading other genres and you only like black romance, that's how you fall into a slump. Because some of my reader girls, that I'm really good friends with, they'll be like, "Girl, I'm gonna pause on romance right now. I'm gonna go to fantasy. I'm gonna go read over here. I'm gonna go read a thriller." And they'll go and pick up something else in a different genre.
Right.
So I do agree with that.
And that's for me. Like
Yeah.
I will pick up a Tanisha Stewart. I will pick up a Kaylin Hunt. Listen,
Yep.
I be like, oh, I need something messy. I'm going to A. Lewis.
Yep.
Listen, I know what my taste buds are, and I know who write good stuff
Yeah.
in what I'm feeling. So, I'm very much a mood reader. But I don't know nothing about a reading slump.
Girl. Again, I'm telling you, I think that's what it is. I think for them, it's just they connected with these characters so much that it's like I'm still seeing the scenes from this book. I'm still hearing these characters. And when somebody can write a book like that puts you in a slump a little bit, or just put you in a space where you got to pause and really take in what you just read, because that's really what that is, taking in what you read and being able to remember it. Because there's some books that I could say I've read and they're phenomenal, but I can't tell you what they was about.
Right.
And that's, you get what I'm saying. So there's it's just, it comes like that. I guess I could see it on both sides of not having one and then having one.
Yeah, girl, I just don't change the genre. Listen.
I get
To
that.
me, I'm not a big TV watcher. Like I'll
Oh,
watch a
I
movie,
me either. Me
and so
either.
I have either I'm going to listen to some music or I'm going to read something else. And I try and read something every day. It's been a couple of days where things, I might not have read that particular day, but I try and read something every day. And then I try, if I can't, like yesterday, even though I read that morning, I watched the movie last night because I think I was on overkill. So I said, let me watch a movie.
Right.
And I was good. I'm back to reading because the movie didn't do it.
Because I know everybody talking about Straw right now, but I'm not gonna be watching that.
It was good.
I mean,
It was
I
good.
know it's probably good because I love Tyler Perry. I don't have no issues where he's concerned. But for me, I don't. I try to veer away from watching anything that's gonna have me sad intentionally.
And it is.
So
And
I
it
don't want to be sad intentionally. I already have enough going on in life, so I'll pause on that.
First of all, me and my daddy was in there tearing up. Me and my father.
That's why I said if you and Daddy was crying,
Me and daddy was
yeah,
crying.
I'm really gonna pass now.
He was like, that was so beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
I'm really gonna
who
pass
are
now.
you?
I'm really gonna pass now. I can't even do it. I don't want to be just openly out here, upset. I'd rather pass.
When I tell you, it was something different. It was good for him, for Tyler Perry. That was his movie that he did good on. He did the only critique I have
Mm-hmm.
is not Tiana. What's her name? What's
Tiana
her
Taylor.
name? Yeah, not her acting. I think they made her too made up. She was a detective. She was too put together outside of her cop uniform. Like the suit was no wrinkles. Her hair was perfectly
Oh,
done.
she was Chris.
Yeah, she was too crisp. I needed her to have a ponytail to show. I
She
mean, even
didn't
though
look like she was from that area.
yeah, it's like she was something else, and I needed her to be more in line with the character, the look of the character. Now her acting was good. She when she popped that man in his mouth, I was like, yes. But I needed her to look like she was a
Uh
cop.
huh.
She did not look like a cop to me because she had on heels, all that. I was like, girl, who wear heels at the police department?
Let me tell you something. Maybe she was doing something different.
Mm-mm. That didn't resonate. That's the only thing that didn't resonate with me. But
Yeah,
everything else was so good.
girl. That's why I said I'm personally gonna pass. I
Yeah,
got, I got, I got to leave that where it's at
yeah.
because
That was my only critique.
I do not want to be sad.
Yeah, yeah. But it was good. It was good. All
I love a
right.
good movie though that evokes some emotion though. That means that you did a really good job.
He did. He did a fabulous job with it. I think he shot it differently than he does most of his movies. It was very intense. Sinbad, to even put Sinbad in it, that was something different.
Oh
So
wow, I didn't know. Okay. Oh
this is his first acting job since his stroke.
oh okay. Well, I love to hear that. Again,
Yeah.
maybe when I'm in a different space,
And it
I'll
ain't
go
for
back.
but I will say this, it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not for everybody, but
Nope.
we enjoyed it. All right. Couple of questions and then a couple more questions and then you can go on because I'm not going to even do this long ass infomercial that I got at the end. I'm just going to say who's coming up next and the links that are in my bio, y'all know who they are.
Girl, not because I'm over here looking like I'm getting ready to knock out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You got two questions.
Uh-huh.
If you can induct three authors into the author Hall of Fame, who would they be?
Brenda Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Siobhan Latrice. Dang, I got so many though.
And you can include yourself if you want to.
Yeah, I would definitely include me. Yes.
Okay.
Can I do a couple more?
Huh?
You said I can only do three.
You can only do three. Okay, so hold on. Hold on. If you can invite five authors to go to dinner with you,
I'm
who would they be?
trying to think of Brenda Jackson for sure. Because I would want to sit with people that I can learn from.
Right?
Um, I talk to Monica all the time, so I would probably invite her because she a good. I can bounce off of her. She'll talk if I'm not talking. Um, uh, Nita,
Okay.
probably Siobhan Latrice again.
Okay.
Diamond D Johnson. I love her. Everything about her brand and her aesthetic is superior to me,
Okay.
and she
Just
just get the job done.
let me bartend.
Yeah,
I just want to hear. I just want to do like this.
yeah. Like everything about sis aesthetic is just superior, and she's top of the line.
Okay. Okay. So, any projects you got coming out for 2025 that you want to talk about and any events?
Okay, so I have Indie Love coming this month on the 21st. Yes, it's the 20th through the 23rd. I think it's a 3-day event this year. So I'll be there. I will be at the Literary Gym Awards, which I think I mentioned that, but I'm not gonna have a table. I'll be at Jessica Watkins' event. and
Chicago.
Chicago, yes. And then I have Southern Hearts that's in October, and that's from on the 10th.
Okay.
So the 10th and 11th are for that. And for book projects, I would say, mm, I think I told y'all majority of them. I have another book coming for Rosehaven, which is Duke's book. I did start on the spinoff for Stay a While, so there's another book for his friend. I'm crossing my fingers. These are all things that I hope to get out by the end of the year. Um, I also have the Doctor series, which that's a big priority that has to be done because it's coming out in August. Other than that, the rest gonna be a surprise because I think it's gonna surprise me and you. What the rest is, except for obviously Shira and Jordan, because those are that's something that me and Kim we're doing while we're writing other things. So like when she writes her chapter, I'll go in and write mine. So it's just something we doing until it's done.
Okay.
So
Okay.
hopefully that'll be coming out sometime soon. But obviously we at this point we ain't in no rush.
Okay. All right. Any shout outs before you go before we end?
I don't think I got no shout outs. I,
Okay.
I don't think I have nothing.
So I'm gonna make mine real quick. So coming
Uh-huh.
up on tomorrow, Pop Your Shit, I have author Lala B. On Friday, I have author N.A. Sabrine. And then on Saturday, I have Micah Rain and Ernest Lee, the billionaire bishop, addicted to a Texas cowboy. So y'all make sure y'all tune in. The links are in my bios of some of the black businesses that I support. Other podcasters, Storm for sure. Y'all make sure she is still podcasting through the summer where I'm taking a hiatus for a couple of months. And then Jaleesa Reeds as well as Lady Creole. So make sure you guys check them out on Instagram. Storm is on TikTok and YouTube. What else? What else? What else? I think that's it. Um, Make sure y'all tune in. We'll do the long laundry list of the businesses I would love for you to support next time. So happy reading,
Absolutely.
y'all. Thank you so
Thank
much for coming on. I
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
you.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I wish next time I will be a lot more vibrant.
Absolutely.
But I had to make sure I made it.
All right. You guys get you some rest. And
Thank you,
I'll see you
girl.
guys later. Happy reading, y'all.